Hello my darlings and welcome to this extra special story time get ready with me video. So I've had quite the wild month, let me tell you. I have had my Instagram hacked, but allow me to tell you the story of how I got my Instagram back. Not with the help of anyone. Everyone else was essentially useless. I did it all by my own self and hacked my way back in. So if you would like to see how I became this sexy and how I got back into my Instagram, keep on watching. I have already glued down my eyebrows because you don't need to see that again. I've got a video, I'll link it in the card. It's old, but I pretty much do it the same way. And I've covered myself up with clown white. That's how I start. Little superhero mask. Set that with some powder. And let's begin the story, shall we? On Thursday, the 18th of November, I was hosting my Drag Race UK viewing party, as I have been doing every week for a few weeks up there. We had a lovely time, as ever. And yeah, long story short, finished the gig, and was sort of in the process of like getting out of drag and getting everything ready to go and get the train. So I was sort of half not really paying attention to what was going on the phone. I was messaging a friend of mine and they were a contestant on the Macabre. So I was just chatting away, as ever, blah, 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 and they basically asked me to help them out with resetting a login thing, blah, 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 and I was at the point of like, the information I've given them, they can't get into my account anyway, so sure, I'll help you out. And essentially where we are, the Canterbury Margate area phone signal is horrendous. So my data really wasn't working all that well, and I was struggling to receive the messages, see what was going on, and then next thing I knew, it just wouldn't load. So I was like, oh, has Instagram gone down? Like, what the hell is going on? So I was like, nah, sod this, I'm going to wait till I get home and we can investigate further. So we've got home, tried to get in. They've changed my password. They've changed my email address. They have deleted my phone number and they have enabled two-step authentication on the account. So I was well and truly locked the fuck out. For the remainder of that evening, my friend Lottie was with me, and at this point it still hadn't clicked, probably because we'd been drinking, but it didn't click that my friend had also been hacked and I was not speaking to my friend. So at this point I was pretty pissed, because we hadn't realised, and we were sort of ready and raring to go to sort of messy queen it out again, get on Instagram Live, and spill some tea. But there was a part of me, I was like, hang on, they've got another account, let me try message them on there and see if I can video call them so we can have this out face to face. They answered straight away, whereas the original account wasn't answering at all, and I just said, hey babes, have you been hacked? And they were like, yeah. Ah. So I have in fact been hacked by someone. Originally, I don't know what screenshots I've got, but I will add what I've got. Originally it said the account was logged in from New York in the email that I received. But as we get further down the line, I believe the phone number was actually from Africa. So, yeah. Let me get my next colour and I'll be back. So now we've sort of stuck at the crossroads because we thought, if, you know, it had have been an individual that we knew, perhaps we could have pressured them to sort themselves out, and hold accountability for what they've done, but obviously that wasn't going to happen now. So I think that night I just kind of was like, fuck it, we'll leave it till tomorrow. And on the next day I woke up and was straight on the internet. I was looking through Reddit, through YouTube, the Instagram Help Centre, Facebook Help Centre, everything. I looked for every single way of how to get back into a hacked account. I tried forgotten password, I tried all these little loopholes that supposedly you can click round. What else? I downloaded an Android emulator on my laptop and tried to log in via an Android phone to see if some different login options would come up or support options would come up, but nothing. Everything that I tried to get a support or some sort of form that I could fill in wasn't working. And all these videos on YouTube of, oh, you do this and you'll get your account back. None of them worked for me. None of them worked for me. I did attempt them. I attempted the whole filling in the, oh gosh, what form was it? I think the account had been disabled form, the one that you just send in every hour, to try and trigger the security code selfie message. Alas, that didn't work. Well, I don't know whether that was because I was using the wrong email address or what, but it wasn't having none of it. So, yeah, thanks YouTube. Everyone that tried to give any advice, I'm glad it worked for you, but it didn't work for me. Keep holding out hope, folks, because this story's got a happy ending. The next sort of option, which this was all in the same day I was doing this, still the day after, I had found a video in which someone suggested going through Facebook, through the business support centre, and speaking to one of the agents on there. Luckily for me, that account, the Instagram account that had been hacked, was connected to my Facebook advertising account and still was. So I was like, okay, there's proof that I own the account. I was confident that this was the way to go. Oh my God, if you've ever tried to contact Facebook advertising to support, it is like they are following the script to a T and they is not going to break off of it for love nor money. So I spoke to them initially the day after, and they said, okay, you need to send all the details, all the screenshots, all the relevant information to security@mail.instagram.com. So I thought, brilliant, I've got an email address for them, we're away. Like, I'm getting my account back. And 7 days went by, to which was the time frame they said for me to expect a reply at the latest, and I had no response. Shock, horror. So I just kind of decided to keep going on Facebook and trying to pull heartstrings with the staff on there and just being like, this is a business account, like blah blah blah. Essentially, that account was my life's portfolio of drag. Everything that I've done since day dot is backed up on there. So it was kind of a big deal. But, you know, I just kept going through circle after circle with the Facebook lot. They would say, have you tried the help centre, have you tried this, have you tried that? It was fucking painful. But eventually, I spoke to a very lovely lady. I can't remember what her name was, but she said to me, oh, they will phone you. I thought, oh, excellent. Phone call. If I can speak to a human, I might be able to get some information out of them. Boy, was I wrong. So after anticipating this phone call, the day comes, and they hadn't given me a time slot or anything, so I'm expecting a call at some point. I get in the shower. I take very quick showers. I'm very efficient. And they called twice in the same minute, so it must have been 2 consecutive calls. Never left a message, never left a number to phone back with. I couldn't phone that number back, and no email follow-up. So I was furious. I got straight back onto the chat and said to them, you know, they tried contacting me, I missed the call. Can we do it again? So they said, oh, please send 3 lots of dates with time zones that we can contact you in, all this malarkey. Anyway, this went on for days. They would call half an hour before that time slot. And because it's all based on time zones and they're obviously abroad, it was stupid times of the day. that these phone calls were coming in, so I would always miss them. And after like a week of trying, I had a day where I knew I'd be home from uni and I could just sit and watch the phone. And that is exactly what I did. And ring, 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 the phone goes, and I get a phone call from this infuriatingly, "Hey, I hope you're having a great day." Really annoying customer service, scripted. I'm not even convinced she was a human. She didn't seem to have a clue what she was calling for. So I described the situation, told her the case numbers, and she sort of found those and said, "Oh yes, I can see all this, blah 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 blah. You need to wait for an email." I was losing my patience a little bit, and I've just tried a week to get this phone call for them to tell me to wait for an email. And I said to her, I was like, no, I think you're misunderstanding. They phoned me. Like, I didn't request this initially. Like, they phoned me out of the blue unprovoked. And she said, well, they would have just been phoning you to say wait for an email. So I was like, thank you and goodbye. I'm ready to throw in the towel. I'm done, and I sort of throw it all aside. I'm done with the forms. I get through to one more very helpful man at Facebook that gives me yet another form to fill in with a guaranteed response time of 7 days. So I was like, I'm filling this in, forgetting about it. 7 days passed, still no response. So I got back on their cases again, to which they said, it's the holiday season, so responses may be slower than usual. But if they'd sorted this out in the fucking first place, then it wouldn't have been the holiday season. So I wasn't having that neither. I've just done my eyeliner off camera. As you can see, it's nice and messy, but we're going to smoke it out. Watch and see, watch and learn. Yeah, at this point, I was kind of beginning to really lose hope and started to try and back up all of my posts. So I was literally going through and screenshotting as many of the posts as I could to just try and save them in case they got deleted. I can't remember the exact date, but all the posts were gone and the username had been changed to something completely different, and they'd essentially restarted the account as Coach Jenner, as presenting as this woman, essentially trying to get people to pay out for a crypto scam. I was also terrified that the posts was gone forever, but we will get there. Sort of going back to what I was saying earlier, the links that didn't work and all the forms that you can fill in. I think it was especially difficult for someone in the UK to access all this because it all seemed to just be American based and all the forms were recommended to be filmed in as American. I tried using VPNs and everything like that. Nothing works. And honestly, this is where the advice is going to start. I wouldn't bother because it don't work. Whether that's because I was just unlucky or what, I don't have a sausage. So I would suggest doing is, if you want to go through and try and speak to Facebook business support, do so. You can go through that way, but they're frustrating as hell and I don't see you getting anywhere. So wait for the hacker to delete your posts and to change your username. This may sound counterproductive, and I was petrified that that was the point of no return. It's all gone, that's it. However, Instagram has a recently deleted folder that stores everything for 30 days, and for some reason hackers have just got a thing about archiving posts. I don't know if it's quicker than deleting or what. They tend to still have all the posts in your Instagram. They've just hidden them. It was all changed. I was like, nah, if I've not got back into it or a response from Facebook or Instagram by New Year, I'm starting afresh. And I was sitting on the couch the other night just chilling, and just popped into my head, I wonder what would happen if I tried logging in as Miss Luna Lestrange. Now the username's been changed. It's worth a go. And I'm sitting here just scratching my ass. So I went through, put in Miss Luna Lestrange, clicked forgot password, and it said recover account. So I clicked recover account and it took me through to a page and it had the hacker's phone number. the hacker's email address, and then I'm assuming this was the original account email, as well as the original account phone number that was used when they were set up. I sent the reset link, but I knew time was ticking, because if they found out that something has happened, then they're going to try everything they can to get back into it. So I knew I had to work fast. Instagram took me through all the steps. I pretty much was recovering. I think I changed my email address, my password, my phone number, and turned on two-step before they even let me back into the app. So don't panic about having to be super quick, because it signs everyone out from other devices anyway. So long as they don't do anything crafty in their emails, you should be good to go. Yeah, I re-hacked my hacked Instagram. Just from a, fuck it, let's try it, out of the blue idea, and it went and fucking worked. On going back into the account, I was very lucky, I think, because the most recent conversation the hacker was having via the account was to try and sell the account. We narrowly avoided that one, which was a bonus, but I do now have the hacker's, one of the hacker's phone numbers. Probably a burner Facebook account, but a Facebook account. What I'm going to do with all this information, seeing as they live the other side of the world, I don't know, but that's not the point. I've got all the receipts. Right, I'm going to finish my eyes, and we're doing my base, because I've pretty much finished the story, and I've only just finished my eyes. So, bear with. To begin to summarise this a little bit, essentially, I think avoid the temptation to submit 1,000,001 forms to Facebook. It didn't work for me, especially if you're outside the UK. I tried using a VPN and was not successful. I have tried both Android and iPhone devices and was not successful with either. I would also like to reiterate that there will probably be 1,000,001 comments in the down bar saying contact so and so, or I can get your Instagram back. Ignore it. They're scammers. Do not even engage with them. I'll try and find a way to block it, but can he promise that? I'm afraid. You can contact Facebook through their advertising centre, but you must have an active ad account on Facebook in order to do so. Again, I didn't get anywhere, but if you do want to speak to someone, there have been people that have spoken to good people at Facebook that know what they're doing and can help. I wasn't successful, but if that is a route you want to try, who am I to stop you? So my advice on how to get back your Instagram if it has been hacked is hold off and wait until which time the hacker has changed your username on Instagram, and then try and log in with your original username, and you should have a recover your account thing come up. That's what worked for me, and nothing else online has worked. That is the only thing that did anything, and it got you straight back in, changed everything, logged everyone else of that account, and I'm back to how I started, business as usual. Let me put my lipstick on and a few finishing touches, and I shall be back with the final look that you already saw in the intro. And here's the final look. As you can see, I'm camp as Christmas, which makes a change for me, but I thought I'd make an effort this year. So I do hope that you enjoyed this wild ride that I've been on this past month. And the spookiest thing is I've got my Instagram account back 4 weeks exactly to the day in the same hour that I lost it. You couldn't fucking write it, could ya? But yeah, I hope this was helpful for those of you that were asking for sort of an updated makeup tutorial. I know this wasn't really a makeup tutorial, but if it wasn't, please let me know, and I can do a more in-depth, detailed, dedicated makeup tutorial. And yeah, that was how I lost my Instagram, so I'm going to leave it with make sure all your passwords are nice and secure, and 2-factor authentication is enabled everywhere it can be. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Come and join the spooky family. You can stream the full season of Luna's Drag Macabre on my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram at Miss Luna Lestrange. You can follow me on Twitter _Luna Lestrange, on TikTok at Miss Luna Lestrange, and on Facebook just Luna Lestrange. I do hope you have a very, very, very festive, happy, festive season. Festive season. Eat lots of food, have a lovely time, be all camp and silly, and I will see you on the other side. See you later, sweethearts.